Everyone. This is our first show. This is the Promotional Product Show, and I'm here with my co-host, John Clark from Palm Tree Promotions in Orlando, Florida. And I'm over here on the other side of the pond in the UK, in Low Wursel, England. So we're just going to share a couple stories. We're not going to take too much of your time. We're aiming for about 20 minutes with this show. And we're going to show you a couple of the things that just kind of jumped out at us, the things that we've enjoyed with the products that we have done for customers, and hopefully give you a few ideas as well, maybe something that you might want to look at for doing for your business branding. So, John, why don't you say hi, and why don't we start with you and maybe one of your stories and one of your products.
All right, cool. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, hey, my name's John Clark. I'm with Palm Tree Promotions, and again, yeah, from Orlando, Florida. And today it's just hot and sticky, and it's been raining a lot. But you know, I've been in the promotional product business over 20 years, and each day I wake up and I just love doing this because what we do is fun, right, Dan?
Oh, I love it. I've been doing it for about as long. We've had Company going now for about since 1997, and
Yeah.
I absolutely love the industry.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, one of the I guess the most fun things is we get to bring smiles to people's faces when we're in meetings with them because we're bringing all kinds of, you know, what people call tchotchkes or swag or promotional items, advertising specialties. But you know, just for today's purpose, we wanted to kind of focus on some different kinds of pens, promotional pens that people use, and they use them for different reasons. You know, I guess one of the main reasons is so that they can write something on, and hopefully that, you know, a pen may travel and be seen by more than one person. But I have a couple of pens that I want to share with you. The first one is this pen, and it's a company a supplier that I've been using for a long time, and they custom bend pens and pencils into different shapes. This one happens to be in the shape of a palm tree, which is kind of appropriate for my company, Palm Tree Promotions. And yeah, so I mean, this is a great thing, and this particular client that I sell to on a regular basis uses them. It's called Aspire to Retire. That's what's actually printed. I doubt you would be able to see that print, but it's a nice large custom imprint. And the thing about this particular pen is that some people may not even use this pen, but it's almost guaranteed to be sitting in somebody's like coffee mug or some cup that people put their pens in, a pen holder, and this thing stands out. You're going to see this the very first time because it's really large and it's in a completely different shape than you've ever seen. The possibilities are endless with the different kinds of shape that they come in, and they also come in all kinds of different colors as well. So you could easily, you know, make it up with your own brand colors and all that. So this is a really cool thing. This is a regular order for this particular client, and I've sold tons and tons of these over the years. It's a really cool little idea. So that's the one.
Curiosity, John. How long is the lead time on that? If someone wants to have a special shape done.
You know what? If it's a custom shape that the company or the factory doesn't already have, which is probably unusual, you know, that'd be a good idea. Probably about 6 to 8 weeks on a custom, but you could pick one of the hundreds and hundreds of existing shapes that they already have, and you probably have it within 2 weeks.
Great. Well,
yeah.
We used to have a company that supplied those here in the UK, but I have seen them from company suppliers in the States, and I think I'm going to try and start promoting them over here again. I love the idea, and I just think they're fantastic.
Yeah. Another cool thing is that this particular factory has some creative packaging where you can custom create what we call a rack card, which is a 4-inch wide by 9-inch tall card that can be custom printed full color on both sides. So now you can double the promotion and they can be used as an invitation to a party. You can use them as a direct mail piece. It's a clear cellophane packed. You get the card and the pen lays on top of it, and then it's shrink wrapped in cellophane, and you can literally mail that just by itself. So imagine getting, sending that to your mailing list just to give you an idea of, the next promotion or the next sale item that you have, or the next event that you may be doing. It might be a groundbreaking, and you could do it in the shape of a shovel, and an invitation to a groundbreaking. So there's lots and lots of different ideas that we can use.
It's attention grabbing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's just better than just receiving a letter.
Yeah, and the nice thing about, again, this particular pen right here, this is just in the shape of a palm tree, but I mean, the possibilities are endless, and the cool thing is that nobody's going to throw it away because it's a unique item, and your brand name is going to be on it. It's going to stick around for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's excellent.
Yeah, so, I have one other pen that I would like, and I have a really cool, funny story. Now, this one is a more standard pen. This is made by Bic. It's a rollerball pen, and it comes in black or blue ink, and you have all kinds of different colors that you can put the barrel in. This one happens to be black. Now, my client, this is a very long-time client. It's called Greg Padilla Bail Bonds in Sacramento, California. Little plug for them. And they use pens a long time. I have two funny stories about this particular pen. It was almost 20 years ago that they became a client of mine, and it was mainly just for embroidered and screen printed apparel, because they already had another gentleman that handled their promotional products, and one of the items was this particular pen. And my client said, John, I really like doing business with you, but I have this really loyal vendor that I use, and I tell you what, he's really getting up there in age. He's the old school. He's about 80 now. When he passes away, I am more than happy to give you all my business. Well, it was just a few months later after that conversation that the gentleman, his name was Vic, he did pass away. And my client called me and said, I need some more pens. We use these all the time. And so this is, again, from Bic. It's a roller ball. It has a cap that separates. And one little tip, Dan, for you and your clients and my clients, we never imprint the cap, because sometimes you pull the cap off and you set it down, or it gets lost. And if you have the imprint on the cap, you've just lost that marketing edge. So we always recommend that the imprint goes on the barrel. And the only time you're going to throw this pen away and lose the advertising is when the ink runs dry. And so, that is one thing that we do. But a real funny story. In the bail bonds business, they have always used promotional products extensively as part of their marketing. And they lose pens on purpose all the time. The owner of this particular company, every time he goes to an ATM, automatic teller machine, to get some cash, he leaves 4 or 5 pens. He loses them on purpose at the ATM. One time, they were in between meetings, and they were grabbing a bite to eat at a diner, and their server, gives them the ticket, and so they go to pay. He used one of his pens instead of the pen that the lady provided. And then he said, I want you to keep this pen. You never know when you might need a bail bond. And she looked at the pen, and she goes, that's funny. I'm never going to need that. Well, lo and behold, the next day, she calls my client because, number one, she had the pen. Number two, her son got in trouble. He got arrested.
Oh, right.
And she needed a bail bonds company. And so that pen came in very, very handy. So, that's the power.
Yeah, to help her out.
That's the power of, a promotional pen, and it's one of the lifebloods products of our business, as you well know. And they travel around. It's unbelievable how far they go, how fast they go, and we're always doing pen reorder from all kinds of our clients. So it's a great staple in our business, and it's a great item for every business to have their own branded pens.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. By the way, John, what's the name of that big pen in case someone wants the same rollerball you're holding up?
This is just it's called the RS, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry, not the RS. It's the GR. It is the I think it's GR. I'll have to look it up, but it's a rollerball pen.
I've noticed a lot of these pens are called different things at different places as well. So it's
yeah. And Bic is a world global company, and name recognition. It's one of their biggest selling pens of all time. So yeah. It's oh, I'm sorry, I know what it's called. Yeah, it is the GR. It's the grip roller, because when you take the pen off, it has, if I can bring this up here real quick, it has a little bit of a grip, where a rubber grip where you hold the pen, and that's why it's called the grip roller.
Right. I recognized it, and I knew it was called something like that. We don't sell a lot of Bic over here. It's more of Bic is sold a lot more in the States. But from time to time we do get asked, and I thought that's something called the gripper, but I wasn't quite sure. So at least we've got that now.
Yeah, the grip roller, and Bic is world headquarters is right here in Clearwater, Florida, which is near Tampa, about an hour and a half away from Orlando.
Right. Okay. Well, like you, we saw over here. We saw a lot of pens as well. I have got promotionalpens.co.uk, so it's been a major part of our business over the years, and we're always trying to find different things. So I've got a few pens, well, 2 pens that I'd like to show off today that I think might be of interest to somebody just because of the times we live in, and they're all generic pens, but you might recognize one of them. Are you familiar with the contour pen, or sometimes it's called the curvy pen?
Yes, I am.
Right, great. Well, they've just come out recently with this new version. There's actually 2 versions, and you've probably seen these as well. With the it's called the touch there, so you can touch screen dab there. I don't know if you can see it there. Trying to find it. There we are. We have 2 different versions. So it's a stylus end, and you just click on that. And we also have another one here, which is kind of working at my camera here, which is at the end. So you've got your pen end down here, and then you have it at that end in case you want to just use the other side. That's one I wanted to show off, just because a lot of people do like styluses these days. There are quite a few different versions on the market, but I don't know about over in the States, but the contour / curvy is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest selling pen over here. So we've started really selling a lot of these, and a lot of businesses are catching on to it, and maybe they've had the contour in the past and thought, well, that'd be a good idea to come up with, to actually send out something that people can use on their touch devices, their iPhones, and other tablets. So thought I'd show that off anyway. I really like this one. We're going to be doing some of these for ourselves, and I like this one the best because it's just so easy to click out when you need to use it, and then click it back in when you want to use it as a stylus.
Yeah, one thing that I did notice when those came out, probably 2 years ago. It's a new item.
Yeah.
With the stylus and the pen, is the first generation of those pens was a little bit sketchy. That I noticed that when you clicked the pen out and then you clicked it back in, so where you wanted to use it as a stylus, some of the maybe less reputable factories that rushed the item to market, it didn't, the pen part didn't retract enough, and it could literally scratch your device.
Right. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Oh.
What I thought you were going to say is that there was a time when these just fell right off. You know, you'd expect to have the stylus on there for maybe a week at the most, but they've improved, and with use comes perfection. And if they got enough, the factory's got enough complaints, they knew they had to either stop the range or make them better.
Yeah, retool, exactly, and make it better. Just kind of like a piece of software, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They use us for R&D, and and then they make it better when they get the feedback. But now there are no problems at all now. They've got all those kinks worked out, and they're a very popular item here in the States as well. Definitely. Both of them, from the rubber on the end, or where the pen, it gets on both ends. So they're both really cool.
Well, they're just so much more popular because so many more people. Everyone we know has a touch phone or a iPad or something. It's very hard to find somebody who doesn't these days. So it's just a nice two-purpose pen that people will use, and they're not expensive either. So you can send them out. You can send out 10 to one of your customers and know that they're going to get used and they're going to get passed around. People are going to see your logo.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's another cool item. Great to brand your company with any kind of message that you have. And it, when you're using an item like that, as opposed to, let's say, a 19-cent stick pen that may not write very well, what does it should tell you about your company? That you actually, you care about your own brand and the integrity of your own brand. So using a nicer pen like this that doesn't cost a whole lot more makes a world of difference.
I agree. It does. It just makes a lot. With pens, unless you're just giving them out at a betting shop or maybe at a bank where everyone's just using them for the time that they're actually at the counter, you want to put out a little bit more money on, especially with small business, because small businesses, they're trying to be perceived as maybe possibly a little bit larger, and they want people to consider, think of their products and service as being high quality. And to send out a pen that's cheap and nasty, it's not going to promote you very well. You get something a little bit nicer, and it'll do a good job for you.
Exactly. So, well, cool. Did you have anything more?
I've got one more here, and unfortunately, I don't have the actual pen that I was going to show you because we've sent them all to the customer. I thought I kept a couple behind, but I haven't. But just as a quick story, I got these over here, just in quite a few different colors, and I'm sure you've seen these over there as well. But they are becoming a lot more popular, and this is another product which had a time when it wasn't very good quality, but it is getting a lot better now, and it's the flag pen. And as you can see there, you can print on both sides in full color, as well as on the barrel if you want to. But we have had a customer that came to us because they were doing a lot of infographics. They were doing a lot of business online, and a big part of the content that they were dishing out there was in their infographics that they were promoting and putting on maybe Google Plus or putting on Twitter, and just trying to get people to read their ideas in a different way to just text. And they had these graphics and asked us if we wouldn't mind reproducing it onto a pen. And that's what we went and put together. Showed them these flag pens, which they absolutely loved.
Yeah,
it's a great idea. It's the good quality. You snap right back in. You can use them as a normal pen. If you want to have the details of all the information on there, you can pull it out very easily. And they've come back a couple times now. They absolutely love the idea, and it's something it's an idea I wanted to promote, because that usually when we do the flag pens, it's more for just telephone number and a logo and maybe a little bit of information. But I really liked the idea of the infographic, and if you're going to put together an infographic anyway for your website and your blog, it's a good way of reinforcing that, maybe even sending that same message out to people who are not online as much as you are and are not going and getting your information through the internet. So
yeah, that's really cool. Can you hold it up and then pull? And in the States we call these a banner pen. But if you can just hold it up and real slowly show people how it actually works.
Yeah, if you look at it real closely there, let's see if I can do that. So you just have this little pull out here. It doesn't affect the way you're writing. So you wouldn't even notice it's there really. It's just a little piece of metal. And it just pulls out like that.
Yeah,
all the details on the back.
Ready-made, and it's full color on two sides. It's an incredible amount of information that you can put on one of those. You call them flag pens. Here in the States, we call them banner pens.
We call them banner and flag, both.
Okay.
They're just, yeah.
Yeah. That for for those that actually have done pens and have more information than what the pen can be printed on the barrel, this really is the best alternative to use, because you have, what is that, maybe 2.5 by 5 inches.
It's quite, yeah.
On two sides, and it's full color, which is highly impactful.
Everyone needs a pen. Even in the internet age and everything, when everyone's using a computer, you still grab for your pen. And so if you can hand out something like that to your customers that has all your details, maybe even a little bit more, they're going to love it.
Yeah. And I guess one thing that I always like to use statistics and educate people about the power of promotional products. There was recent studies that were done, and they were global studies by the Advertising Specialty Institute here in the United States. I apologize for that. One of the statistics, the main things, is that, did you know that 62% of people that receive a promotional item do business with the company that gave it to them? That is huge.
I've seen that same information, and it's why the stuff works. It's why it's been so popular for so long.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big business with small items that are fun, that are innovative, that people love getting, and that are useful all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Great. Well, we said that we wanted to make this short so people don't have to sit there and listen and watch for hours. So enjoyed doing this. This has been our first show, and enjoyed doing this, John. And I think we're going to try and do this, make this a weekly thing, aren't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is fun. We haven't decided what we're actually talking about next week, so it'll be a surprise. But look out for it, in the event, and we'll be sending out and promoting, this hangout on air, and we'll just make this a weekly thing, and we have so many different items so that we could, the show will outlast how long we live.
Yeah, I think it could go on forever, but we'll try and keep them short anyway.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks everyone, and hope you enjoy the video. This hasn't been broadcast out on as a live show today, but next week's will be, and hopefully you see the video now so that we can make sure everything's working and all that. But it looks like I think it's gone quite well, don't you, John?
I do. So in the UK, it's going to be every Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Every Wednesday at 3.
Yeah, and that's in the United States. That's 10 a.m. Eastern. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.